Hi Virgos, I'm Jacine, also known as Tempest Trade, and this is your energy check-in. These messages may resonate with you if you have the Virgo Zodiac anywhere in your chart. Please use discernment when listening to these messages. Check in with your gut, trust your intuition, ask for confirmation. These messages are also timeless, which means no matter when these messages are recorded and uploaded, whenever you actually come across these videos, there may be a message in it for you. Also, if you are interested in a one-on-one private session with me for tarot, divination, energy healing, or sound healing, you can go to my Linktree Tempest Trade or message me on any of my social media. All the links will be in the description below. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started and let's see what Virgos need to know right now. So we have the Fool in the sideways. It feels like some of you are in the process of taking a leap of faith, starting a new beginning, actually going towards something new, fresh, exciting. Even though you're nervous, even though you're a little scared, even though you're a little hesitant, you're taking that step, that leap. And some of you is allowing your hesitancy to do something new or become something new. You're allowing it to keep you stuck, to hold you back. So for some of you, there is a hesitancy. Let's see what else we can find. But it looks as though, yeah, there is some hesitancy. Because the Eight of Cups is walking away. But in the reversal, there's kind of a something holding you, not wanting to walk away, not being able to walk away. Eight of Pentacles, 88. The Eight of Pentacles in the upright is work. Consistent work, putting in the work, putting in the effort, stability, building, slowly building. It's hard to walk away from something emotional. Even though you are currently doing the work. And I almost saw the Three of Swords flip out. But we have the Nine of Pentacles with the Nine of Swords. 99, 88, 99. That's interesting. Because that's also an escalation, 88, 99. So the Nine of Pentacles is being single, being independent, tending to yourself, tending to your own garden, creating your own sanctuary, creating your own oasis, creating your own life, living life the way you want to live it. The Nine of Swords is being in your head. A lot of back and forth within your own mind, a lot of rumination, a lot of thinking, possibly like staying up at night, possibly crying, just being really mentally exhausted, drained. So this together is giving me, maybe it's a bit difficult to step into a new beginning because of the process that it takes to walk away, and it looks as though that there's compartmentalization going on. Like you're focusing on your career, your finances, your stability, and it looks as though you're not entirely good with your emotions. Like you're holding a lot of things. You're holding on to a lot of things. And you're kind of pushing that. Like the void, Thunderbolts, the movie, like pushing it deep down. Deep down. And you're kind of like focusing on the material. But ultimately there's still, like you're still in your head because there are things that you haven't resolved, things you haven't walked away from. And I think that's probably why for some of you it's a little difficult to understand that this is a new beginning, that every day is a new beginning. And every day is a choice to grow, evolve, move on, change your mindset. But at the same time, every day is one small building block towards a new chapter. Just because a new beginning may not look like a brand new book, like don't dismiss a brand new chapter just because it's not a brand new book. But at the same time, you might pass up a brand new beginning if you're stuck in the past, if you're stuck in your emotions about something that you have to let go of. And though you may be focusing on finances and career, you may be building that life, your emotions still need to be tended to. And for those of you that are in this new beginning, this is telling me that just be sure to check in with your emotions. Reaffirm to yourself why you are putting in the work that you're putting in to walk away from something. Because you may be hesitant to walk away from something, or even though you are walking away and you are moving on, there might still be some hesitancy, and you might need to work on that hesitancy a little bit, because that's what makes you go back and forth in your mind a lot. And it's kind of like, don't be hesitant about a new beginning. And another thing is, it's about the new beginnings. It's about faith, being the fool. It's about faith. Let's get some clarification. Kept secret. You prove your trustworthiness. A lock refuses to be picked. A barrier holds true. Only you know the truth. This gives me the feeling of like a look inside. If you're worried, concerned, it's kind of like, deep down, if you just take a moment to check in with yourself, it's like you already know the truth. The truth about faith, the truth about the new beginnings, the truth about how every day is a new beginning, and also the truth about your own personal journey. Some things that maybe other details that people don't know. And at the same time, like trustworthy, it's also like the full stepping into the unknown. You're not always gonna know. But will you trust it? Snitch. Getting information. Okay. So you might receive some information. Some of you. Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, I also have a random song generator playing. And it's just pulling random songs from YouTube, Spotify. So you might receive some information. You might have already received some information. You might receive some type of warning. And it deals with whatever it is that you're holding on to. Identity thief in the reversal. This is giving me the feeling of, because working to have something for yourself, working to have something that others cannot take from you, working to achieve a stability that cannot be stolen, working to establish, to like rebuild yourself. That's what I'm getting. Whatever work that you're currently doing, you're doing it to rebuild yourself, rebuild your life, or maybe create something that is just very strong, durable, lasting, warrior. To clarify, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Like focusing on being able to build an empire and then protect it. Build your own kingdom and then protect it. Like, you are resilient. You are a warrior. Yeah. Lacuna is like a gap, missing portion. Something is missing, but in the reversal, it's like it's not missing. So I feel like you being in your head about something, it's because I feel like you don't want to walk away or let something go because you don't want to miss it. You don't want to be without it. You feel like you are lacking without, you feel like you are lacking if you don't have whatever it is that you have to let go. But that's not true. That's in your head. Because you're not really missing anything. You either already have it or you have something else. Yeah. Yeah, that's really giving me the, what is that phrase? You don't miss what you don't have, or something you have you don't miss. Opportunity lost in the upright, see? Indecision results in failure. Bad weather ruins a situation. Foes don't exploit a disadvantage. Someone misses a chance. We also have the Fool and the Sideways. Remember, stepping out onto the faith, believing, and the possibility of missing something because you hesitate. So this is kind of giving me the feeling that you might miss out on certain things if you linger, if you allow yourself to hold you back. But also, I'm getting if someone loses an opportunity with you to either be a friend, a family connection, relationship, a partner, a colleague, a romantic partner, whatever the connection is, if someone happens to lose that with you, again, you're not missing anything. You're not missing out. it's kind of like, for example, life itself. Certain things won't go as planned, and certain things won't be the way that we want it to be. And there is a certain level of acceptance that we need to have in order to be okay with missed opportunities. If we miss opportunities consistently due to habits and certain mindsets, and that's something to look at or, work through, understand. But if we happen to miss some opportunities because of certain events not lining up right, the timing of certain things, certain people's energies just not mixing well. Like, there are many different reasons outside of ourselves as to why something doesn't work, which is why we need to be okay when those situations occur. The song that's currently playing is 7 Years by Lucas Graham. Tower defense in the sideways. I was going to count it in the upright, but then it started turning, and I accept cards based on how they actually land, like final land. So sideways. Protection. Protecting the secret, protecting yourself. Sometimes you might have a tendency to not entirely protect yourself. You might have a tendency to allow certain people into your life who don't exactly deserve to be in your life, or who are not worthy to be in your life. And it is also possible that you might have a tendency to also be a person that might mess with other people's lives. We also need self-awareness to ensure that we are not being overly biased of ourselves too. We need to ensure that whatever treatment we aspire for ourselves, we also must be willing to give. For example, if we wish others to be patient with us, we must be patient with others. If we wish others to understand us, we must strive to understand others. If we wish others to ask us how we are doing, or check in on us, or create consistent bonds with us, then we must do that in return. That type of behavior is what I mean. That if we desire to be treated kindly, then we must treat others kindly. So if we don't want to protect, or not don't want to protect, that's a bad way of putting it. If we don't want to constantly have our guard up, then we must be people that do not invoke the guard of others. Be a person that is open, safe, charming, understandable, reliable. But at the same time, protect yourself, protect others. Defense, learn people, read people. Sometimes that might be the fear of the Fool in the sideways. The fear of the new beginnings, the fear of the unknown, is because you don't know. But when you have certain abilities to use your discernment, use your intuition, you won't have much fear. You will have more confidence. And I think you really know that too, because I feel like whatever it is you're moving away from, like I said, you might receive some information, and you might receive some information about how you are probably going to receive confirmation that whatever it is you're moving away from is dead weight, because we have dead weight in the sideways, but we also have twin attack in the sideways. It's giving me the feeling that you might receive information that someone might have tried to talk about you, gossip about you. They might have tried to insult you, like give you a low blow, or yeah, take a cheap shot at you. But at the same time, again, self-awareness. Make sure that you are not a person that does that. Make sure that you are not a person that does cheap shots, low blows, tries to attack others underhandedly. I feel like that might be your confirmation. Being told that someone did something. And then we have season of growth in the reversal. That's interesting. Because season of growth is self-explanatory, a season of growth, evolution. I think this is giving me the feeling that for some of you, you are putting in the work. You are building. You are building yourself. You are building your finances. You are building your dreams, your goals, your career, your stability, your material wealth. And I feel like some of you might go through waves of seeing the growth, and then waves of like a plateau, like you're not seeing growth, or like a little dip. And it's kind of like continue to work through that, continue to be persistent through that, because that's the thing about work. You won't always see certain improvements. It's going to take a little while for a new pattern to show, a new like uphill pattern to show. So just be persistent, just be diligent, keep going, don't lose hope. Even if you happen to receive information about people who might be doing shady things behind the scenes, it's like, don't allow that to affect you. You're working on something. You're working on something. You're working on something that can't be taken. And we have bend will that has come out in the upright. 9 of Pentacles, which is independence and solitary living, or like a solitary nature. Essentially living in the fruits of your labor. A warrior, because it's taken strength, courage, time, dedication, devotion to get there, and bend will. You've had to really like test your will on this. Your will has been tested. And it's a matter of like, you are shaping your willpower. You are understanding how much you are able to bend without breaking, and how durable and how flexible you are. Because that's what a warrior is. A warrior is all about will. fell onto the floor. And this is reversal. Retribution. Retribution is vengeance. But in the reversal, it's, yeah, like don't seek vengeance. Don't get your lick back. Don't do eye for an eye. Don't worry about it. Don't ruminate on it. Whatever it is that you have to walk away from, whatever it is you have to let go, it's like, let it go, because you're not missing anything. And if you can, like, it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. And they just flew. And this is to clarify opportunity lost. Explosive impact. Did you see how all those cards flew? Explosive impact, unnoticeable, entangling vines. With pacifism in reverse on the bottom of the deck. This is interesting. So this is giving me the feeling that there may be certain opportunities that can have an effect when the opportunity itself is lost. Sometimes it's unnoticeable, sometimes it is noticeable, sometimes it does have a big effect, sometimes it doesn't. And when we let go of certain things, it can hold us. With this Nine of Swords in the upright, it can really have us trapped in our head. If things don't work out, if we have to let something go, if, like, all these different situations where we might have to remove ourselves from a situation, sometimes it just has to happen. And sometimes it can just affect us. If this is about someone else or something else that has lost an opportunity with you, then this is explaining their side and your side, which is the fact that it is still a balance of sometimes it's unnoticeable, sometimes it's impactful. But I feel like even if it's unnoticeable or impactful, regardless, it's still like entangling vines. Because entangling vines is like holding on. Yeah. It lingers. The thought lingers. The opportunity lost lingers. Pacifism in the reversal is aggression, fighting. Be wary. Be wary of situations that step out of pacifism, that make you angry or make others angry. Situations that spark anger and discontentment and the possibility of fighting. You might run into those situations, or just, be wary of it. It makes sense. Twin attack. That might be tied to the information you might receive about something that you let go. Might be attacking you and trying to start something. Or you. Something that you have to let go. You might be lashing out. So we have wishing mirror, or vanishing mirror. I said wishing. That's interesting. This one landed upright. Woodwives. So vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. Interesting. And woodwives adaptability. No, that makes sense. Ego sublimation, vanishing mirror. Like the ego serves as a form of mental, emotional, psychological protection, but it can also serve as an important function. When the ego is overactive, and it's essentially when a person is acting or responding or when the ego is overactive, it can actually hinder us from making healthy decisions. So this card is essentially asking you to look in the mirror to ensure that whatever the reasons are that you are either holding yourself back or you are hesitant, you might be confused, whatever that is, whatever it is that is keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, holding you back. Essentially, you need to work through it. You need to look into the mirror and ask yourself why. Why do you feel these ways? Or why do you feel these feelings? Why do you do these things? Why do you behave in such a manner? Why? Just ask yourself the why. And adaptability. When you are trying to walk away from something emotionally, and maybe you are being hit left and right with some attacks by whoever it is that you're walking away from, or maybe you have some friends or family, colleagues, coworkers, some connections that are giving you information, and maybe that information is essentially like punching you in the stomach, hitting you in the gut, making you feel weighed down. That could be an example, a situation that you're going through, but it calls for adaptability, because whenever you are trying to maneuver in life or pivot from one path to another, or go from one closed door to an open door, or make a choice when you've reached a fork in the road, you have to be able to adapt. Different journeys, different paths will ask different things of you. Some may ask you to be more patient. Some may ask you to be more courageous and brave. Some paths and journeys may ask you to be stronger, tougher, wiser, resilient, more emotionally available. It might ask you to be more of a listener. No matter what is being asked of you, you're basically just being asked to be adaptable. When something changes, be able to grow through that change and change with it if necessary. Okay. So let's get more answers on moving forward. Okay, that card bounced around a lot. So we have the authentic self in the sideways. That's interesting because we did mention essentially touching base with yourself with the vanishing mirror, the ego sublimation. Now this is in regards to the Eight of Pentacles, which is putting in the work towards something real and tangible, something that no one can take from you. And for the seasons of growth, how things ebb and flow in terms of productivity and results. So with the authentic self in the sideways, this is asking you to make sure you take off any masks that you may be wearing. Again, going back to the mirror. Understanding yourself, your ego, understanding who you truly are. That's also what you're working on. Well, yes, that is what you're working on. But for some of you who might be building a tangible career or a tangible home, I think in the process of building this finance, career, and home, you are also chipping away at the different masks you wear. It's like a 2-in-1 kind of process. While doing one, you are working on the other. Last card, and then bottom of the deck. So the last card is Eye of the Needle, intentionality. And the bottom of the deck, Crown Games, right use of power. So intentionality. This is the answer to clarify the Nine of Pentacles, which is independence, tending to your own garden, building up your life, building up your backbone, your your willpower, being a warrior. And with intentionality in the sideways, this gives me the feeling that there might be certain things that you are doing for the sake of doing it. For example, you know, the American dream being the marriage, the home, the white picket fence, and the 2.5 kids. At one point in time, that was the dream. That was the dream for a lot of people, but that is not the dream for everyone. And just because it is a model for a lot of people doesn't necessarily mean that it's a model for you. And when you are building something for yourself, there needs to be a level of intentionality behind it. Eye of the needle, threading. You are weaving and sewing the fabric of your own reality. So when you are doing something intentionally, it's not just because it has been done for years and decades and this is what people want. Is it what you want? And are you doing it with intention? Is there like heart and soul behind it? Because if you're building something that doesn't exactly have your heart and soul, doesn't exactly have your intentionality within it, it's not always going to be stable, and it's not always going to be fulfilling. So while you are building, ensure that you know exactly who you are, and you are building something intentionally based upon who you are. Not the masks, not the dreams that people have, but who you are and your intentions. And the bottom of the deck, Crown Games, right use of power. That's kind of what we've been talking about this entire reading, is it's choice. That is your power. I hope you understand that. As a human being, you have free will. You are not controlled by nature. You are not controlled by psychology. You are not controlled by your family. You are not controlled by society. You have the power to crown yourself and become your own sovereign being. But again, it requires unmasking yourself, getting down to who you truly are at your core, at your center, removing all the layers of trauma and dictations of what you should be and how you and who you should be. Granted, remember, there are good reasons and a it's a different way of saying good reason. There is a practical use for an ego. But life and existence does not truly revolve around the I. It's us, it's we. So while you may tailor your life and create your life exactly how you want it, just keep in mind that we do share this planet. We do share the resources. So just keep that part in mind. Live life the way you want to live life. Be exactly who you are. Just don't be a dick. Okay. Well, Virgos, I hope this reading resonated with you. And if you would like a private one-on-one session with me for tarot, divination, energy healing, or sound healing, you can go to my Linktree Tempest Trade or send me a message on any of my social media. All the links are in the description below. Till next time. Bye.